Wow! Tin toy, one of the first ones I picked up at the Nuremberg Toy Fair back in 1981. It's still available, this one. Extraordinary because it's got pathetic little plastic legs and this glorious body all made of tin and the propeller blade at the top. And it's just that caught my eye, the propeller blade at the top, because I thought there's a few other propeller blades and type of coins in my collection, so this is the first one to show. A nice little peddling duck. Not a paddling duck, but a peddling duck. And he works beautifully and has gone on doing that now for, close on 40 years or more. I mean, a long, long time. It's a very, very reliable motor inside. So, it's a beauty. The earliest one I picked up of these propeller toys are the Puddle Jumpers. These were popular in the 1960s, would you believe, when the students were having fun with these, just taking something like this and twirling it in the air, and then woof, off it goes into the air. And I'll do another one here. And they had to twirl them across a road or across a stream, and if I do this at that angle, it might, shoot across there. Many years later, the Americans came up with this tiny little versions of them called finger puddle jumpers. And the idea was you put it on your fingers and do an action like that, and it twirled around. I'll see if I can get a few to fly. Just about. Different colours and fun and games, and they go all over the place. Whoa! Oh, can't stop doing them. Whoa! Up in the air. Very nice idea, that. So then about the same time I came across this thing here, which is a real little cracker toy, very, very cheaply made. It's got a propeller that goes on there, but interesting enough, one of the blades is slightly longer than the other one. That one is a longer blade, and that's one that we need because you're going to flick it like this, and just hit it like that, and it flips down. I'll do a slightly harder flip to make it go a little bit further. So you must have the long blade in front of that little launching flipper there, and then it'll flip across the table probably. Here we go. Oops, steady. Woo! Where'd that go? Up in the air. Let's try another one. I'll see if I can follow it this time. So a little flipper toy, very, very simple, very cheap to make, and then it goes, oh yes, that's nice. Let's go on straight across to the camera. We'll do one more. This is extraordinarily inexpensive, isn't it? Woo! Wonderful. Very nice and very simple. At the best, really, of ingenuity. Now here's a very clever thing. It's a windmill for children to play with, so you just blow at it or you wave it in the air, but it's got all this mechanism at the back. What's that for? Well, if I start waving this, you'll realise at once it's a happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear, whoever you are, happy birthday. Yes, it's a musical box inside there. This comes off like that if you want to just change the tune. I've got another one here with a Over the Rainbow, but you just push the thing in there, and inside is a mechanism, etc. It's easy to do that, really. Oh, come off. So that's a very nice idea to have a musical windmill just by adding a little musical box inside that. Very sweet, very nice. Here's a charming German toy, the little daisies for children with ladybirds there in the front. And when I blow on these, I'll have a go at blowing from here first, and then make them spin together or spin apart. They're just as small as that, and they came in little packets of about 12 of them, and because they're made of plastic, I think, and with a ladybird on the side, they look absolute treat as they're spinning around and round and round, and the child can hold a straw over them and blow through it and make them perform. Then there's a whammy diddle, I think they call this, originally the original version of this, which is a simple little propeller blade which firms round and round, and to make it work, you do something very strange. You rub on those little bubbles there all the way along. When I rub it against the bubbles, one way or the other, the blade will start turning around. Hold it at the very end, it goes better. And I think if I do the other side, or sometimes, yes, there we are, it's going the other way now. So, depending on whether I'm pushing that way or whether I'm pushing that way, and it then reverses the order. So, I have quite a number of these in my collection, but it's basically a little tiny propeller blade which comes off and twiddles round and round with no motor, no electrics, no elastic bands, just vibration, and then it performs. Wow. Here's a, well, this is a fridge magnet actually. It's a little thing which attaches to a metal surface, and when you do that you can then blow on it, or if you've got a nice wind going through your kitchen, electrical spin round and round and round. Very simple. Put 4 of them, all highly coloured, on your fridge. Click, click, click. And they blow like that. My goodness, they blow. And the last item, well, the penultimate item, is this one here, which is a battery, but of course it's not a battery. There is batteries inside it, actually, but it's actually a fan. It says there on the word, fan, along with plus and minus, but fan. And you just squeeze it like that, it does a fan. Ooh, lovely and cool. So I'm using this for this extraordinary Dutch invention, which is this bizarre thing we had at the shop at one time. And what happens is that I make the fan turn, that extraordinary mechanism walks across. The full-size ones which this Dutch artist made were about 20 foot tall or 10 foot long or something. They were absolutely enormous, great things. And they walked across the sands of beaches there against the North Sea on the Dutch coast. But this thing here with all that mechanism going on there, creating movement, is just absolutely amazing. All done by having a fan there, which needs blowing. I could do it, but it's rather easier just to do that. Or you can have it actually outdoors when there's a nice strong wind blowing and it'll perform. So that's my most extravagant of the fan toys, but there's a few more to come, I think. But I love the idea of a fan which is just very neat and does interesting things. Off you go, Donald, have another little go. That's right. Off stage you go. So we'll look for some more fan toys, and I think there'll be quite a number turning up. Don't go off the table now. Don't go off the table. Oh, he nearly did.